Look, you want me to be honest? It's been a really difficult 2024. I've been going back and forth with all of Mercedes fans on Twitter, on Facebook, on the Instagrams, YouTube, et al. I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but I mean, Mercedes, Toto, the boy who cried wolf, have come out and finally done the right thing. They've celebrated Lewis Hamilton's career. And finally, we've got the Danke Lewis pictures. And so on the back of that, I think now it's more apropos than ever to bring myself to the apology pulpit and say from the bottom of my heart that I want to take the time out to now apologise to absolutely no one. What do you mean, Mercedes? This Danke Lewis should have gone out many moons ago. What are you talking about? After 246 races, 84 wins, 78 poles, 153 podiums, 8 World Constructors' Championship and 6 Drivers' Championships. Now you think it's apropos to come out and say Danke Lewis. What happened, Toto, the boy who cried wolf, to the 8th that you promised him? You promised him that you were going to build him a car requisite, commensurate with his not insubstantial talents behind an F1 wheel. Whatever happened to that? What happened to pushing the cockpit back with a view to have him adapt, to give him the car and handling dynamic setup that he needs so that he can push on for the 8th? What happened to all of that? Toto, the boy who cried wolf. I think that nickname now more than ever is more apropos than it ever has been. You promised something and you failed to deliver upon it. I'm not having this, you know, I'm glad. Where's my red cap? Give it to me now. I'm breaking out of all of these black adorned clothes, of course, in homage of Mercedes, the boys and girls at Brackley and Brixworth. Where is my red cap? Because again, this is what we're going to see going into 2025, that all of the Mercedes fans were not, nor ever will be Mercedes fans. They were Sir Lewis Hamilton fans. Next year, they will be adorned in red and yellow and black, the Ferrari colours. For the avoidance of doubt, Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton, is now a Ferrari employee. We will see him in that car soon, within the next 60 days, twice. Hopefully one in January and the second one, of course, on February the 19th, when we see him proper at Fiorano. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get tricky. Scuderia Ferrari, Forza Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton can now go over to Italy, embed himself within that team, embark upon a new challenge, reinvent himself as a person and a Formula One driver. Many F1 aficionados contend that that's exactly what Sir Lewis Hamilton needs. That he's been in that toxic relationship, that abusive relationship with Mercedes, the boys and girls from Brackley and Brixworth, and more importantly, Toto, the boy who cried wolf. For, lest we forget, they didn't give him, the 7-time champion, one of the goatiest that we've ever seen in F1 history, what he demanded. And why would you do such a thing? Ambassadorial role, no, Tar. We're not going to give that to you, Lewis. You're too old. 39, soon to be 40 years old. There's only been 3 F1 champions in history to win at that age, and we don't give them ambassadorial roles, nor do we give them multi-year contracts. Lewis Hamilton wanted a 2-year contract minimum. 3-year is what's rumoured to Scuderia Ferrari to have given him. What did Mercedes say? Nah, 39 years old. We don't give out multi-year contracts. That's not high performance. Lewis said, what do you want about? Well, how about you just invest in my altruistic project still? Ensuing Hamilton Project, Hamilton Commission, whatever it's called. Give me the money that I need to continue developing that. No, this is our legacy. We're working together to build more than an F1 team that wins races and championships. This, Lewis Hamilton said, is more about the how than the what. Surely give me what I need. The shareholders at Mercedes, Daimler AG, Mercedes AMG said, you know what, Lewis, I don't fancy that. I don't fancy. If your name were Maximilian Verstappen, then I would see the upside. But as far as your forward forecast, you're 39 years old. We're not going to give you that. So Hamilton said, you know what? Why don't you just put this option in my contract? That we'll do the 1+1, but put an option in there, meaning that I can leave. And Frederick Vasseur, on finding out about that, said, are Mercedes crazy? Lewis Hamilton, if indeed you want to build a brand, want to leverage the behemoth that is Lewis Hamilton as probably the first mainstream star in Formula One, in conjunction with brand Ferrari with a view to build a luxury brand, not just a sports car brand or an F1 team, then how can you decline Sir Lewis Hamilton? Indeed, I would see you that and raise you this. How can you not give Lewis Hamilton exactly what he wants? How can you not give him a car capable of winning races and therefore championships? You see Max Verstappen. This is the predicament that Red Bull have going into 2025. They need to build Max Verstappen a race car capable of winning races and therefore championships. Otherwise, in the immediate short term, Maximilian Verstappen will be gonzo, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the parameters that he's outlined. That's what Red Bull are working with. That's what Mercedes were working with, although they didn't know it. Lest we forget, go back to 2021. They decided that a bird in the hand was not better than two in the bush and divested out of developing a 2021 car in favour of focusing on a 2022 car. How did that work out for you, Mercedes? How did that work out? 2022, of course, it was 0 pod. We thought, oh my God, they've uncovered brilliance. Correlation, of course, must have been A tier, God tier, S tier even. Where was that performance? We're still waiting on it. 0 pod was a nonsense, an absolute buffoon. F1 baloney, had 0 pace, porpoising, etc., etc. And I only say that to say this. That outlines why Lewis Hamilton had to leave. He did the right decision. We've been talking about this 12 months, long before the official announcement was announced. Lewis Hamilton needed himself a team around him that was invested in him, that believed in his not insubstantial talents, that would give him, just like Red Bull are prepared to do to Max Verstappen, everything he wants, whether that's the 2-year deal, the multi-year contract, the ambassadorial rule, investment in everything that represents Lewis Hamilton. Because Lewis Hamilton isn't a business man, he's a business man. This is a marquee, a marketing behemoth more than a racing driver. Oh, and by the way, not as if he's not the most decorated driver in F1 history, for Pete's sake. GOAT settings if you want to have that argument. 7-time for the avoidance of doubt with Mercedes. 246 races, 84 wins, 78 poles, 153 podiums, 8 World Constructors and 6 World Drivers' Championships. Not to mention the one that he won in McLaren. 7-time settings. Give that dude surely whatever he wants. Give him a check and a pen and allow that dude to write his own number. Ferrari, that's what they've done, and that's why over the next couple of weeks we will see that fella in red overalls with a yellow badge atop a black horse. I'm here for it. I'm glad now as a Sir Lewis Hamilton fan, now more than ever, to be out of the toxic relationship. Lewis Hamilton said it best. The relationship with Mercedes was as if you had divorced a partner and had to live with them for the ensuing 12 months. Well, now no longer. For the avoidance of doubt, I say all that to say this, that Lewis Hamilton is a Ferrari driver. We will see him proper in those red Ferrari overalls, yellow badge atop the black horse over the next couple of weeks. And I, ladies and gentlemen, am here for it. Happy New Year.